gotta, you know what? And I also have to be at odds with the other Sam so that I can, you know. So I'm gonna go with Imperial.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're not going to find anyone more experienced in women's Counter-Strike than Saz, so they're not going to be lacking that kind of experience. I'm very excited. We're getting into it now, and it looks like it's going to be Imperial starting on that CT side. We've got HSG on the T side of Mirage. The best of one game here to start off ESL Impact. So let's get things on the way. It's 23 with the first kill of the game, and it's going to be Xiaowu to go down on the other side. So already they're being slowed down a little bit. Another great headshot. This USP is making it work.
It's a nice little opener here. HSG, only 2 players left alive. They still haven't made their way in towards the bomb site yet. And of course now, with all of that noise being made, Imperial are fully aware of what is happening, where this is happening. And the last player, okay. Team kill, sure.
We'll take it.
Whatever, you won the round.
Whatever it takes to get the job done, you know, you just gotta get that. It doesn't really matter. Like, I like that at the end. They're all going at the same time. Like, they're not really allowing Hazel in that moment to run around and isolate any 1-versus-1 fights. That's obviously what you don't want that. So good coordination, but. You know, 23 at the start. She was very, very committed to that fight. You could have made an argument that she could have got 1 kill and went away, but she had the confidence to keep the fight up. More power to her. That's sometimes you want to do that, especially at the start of a game, especially if you feel like you are the better team and the better players. You want to just have that confidence.
I mean, that's something that Imperial really do like to lean into, is that confidence. She takes that super deep angle, and in a pistol round, that's when you can get away with it. So opens up the round very, very nicely for the team. Gets that first round. No bomb planted for HSG, so unfortunately, a little bit strapped for cash at the moment. Now, we're playing super quiet, sneaking it up in the underpass, but Zaz is ready and waiting. The first kill to come through, follows it up with a second, cannot get another, but Anna's there for the cross.
She only has the USP because she's going to be wanting that AWP as soon as possible, and for very good reason. If you've never watched Anna play, you've missed out really, really badly. This is a fine round, a couple of SMG kills for Saz, and she goes down. It doesn't really matter. You're right, though, to bring up the bomb plant. Like, especially in the MR12 format, it is such a big deal. If you lose the pistol but get the bomb plant on the T side, you're probably going to be fine. It's not a big deal, but not getting it, you're right, you have to wait a whole nother round. That really can add up in the long run, so we'll see how this plays out. They are going to be having AKs and actually 4 Galils, so quite a few Galils in the mix right here, but they will have a lot of utility.
And of course, you mentioned Anna's up, and well, there it is. 3rd round, and she is ready to shut it down. And, well, wouldn't you know it, she holds up on the A side, and that's exactly where HSG are posturing. This could be devastating.
Yeah, but also, this is actually where the utility might help out. Like, the downgrade of having the Galil instead of the AK, but they might be able to just get rid of Anna in that sense. Just keep smoking it, keep throwing Molotovs. If they're confident she's going to be here, if they've done the research, that might actually work out in a way. So, curious to see if she's going to have a chance to actually fire that AWP. You see, 1 smoke is up, but they still have another smoke and even a Molotov and more flashbangs. So, they're going to get rid of her. They're going to get a bomb plant down, but nobody even dying on the CT side. That's crazy.
Imperial decide we're going to play the numbers here. We'll play for retake. We know that we have the superior micro, and we'll just have to play off of that. Now slowly whittling through their own utility, but a nice little chunk of damage done onto Leo. It might just be the opening that they need. A few pot shots coming through, but nothing connecting. Imperial really running down this clock a little bit here, and having lost their first player already. Zaz is down now. It comes through. The flank activates, and they've absolutely shut it down from every direction. 2 players left alive here for HSG. Still getting work done, but not enough. However, the time, it's so unbelievably close, but it's just in time.
That couldn't be any closer. I think the first defuse actually got shut down through the smoke. They had to pick up the defuse kit again and then go back and do it a second time. That is cutting it very, very close, but for a 5-on-5 retake, it's absolutely worth it. I think the coordination here, 23 walking up behind them with the SMG, that happens exactly when the rest of Imperial are pushing in, so all of the attention is away from 23 when she's shooting him in the back. It's really, really good coordination there. And, I mean, that could have gone any which way, but good job. They get to save the AWP more importantly, so Anna is still going to be a factor here.
I like that HSG now try and slow things down a little bit. They've tried like a bit more of like the aggressive plays, try and take that space early on. Now we kind of slow it down a little bit and see, you know, if we can find a hole, find a gap in the armor. You can actually see how carefully they're playing towards mids as well. There's a serious respect. If the AWP is there, they don't want to run out into that. So a bit of util to come through just to smoke it off if possible. Still no decision made yet, though, and I like this. They're kind of getting in Imperial's heads a little bit and doing info stuff, but Imperial are not reacting.
allow them to throw some grenades. Like, the CT side, they're going to be using a lot of that utility early on, so try and wait until that's gone. It might make the round a little bit easier anyway. Good smoke towards the window here. Obviously, an essential part of any Mirage game is to keep that window smoked, otherwise the CTs are going to have 3 different angles to fight you at. You really just don't want to do that ever. Otherwise, looks like a fairly common CT round for now. There is a bit of an opening if they wanted to go for some sort of a B split here, but they have to figure that out. They obviously can't see the minimap like we can, so just gotta slowly get a little bit closer. Forward position for Saz. They got the early kill on the Hazel as well, and 23. Oh, that is a devastating shot. I think this round, whatever HSG you're trying to do here, it might be all over.
Oh, and there we go. Anna to finish it off with a 2K, exactly as to be expected. And that's it, like, they give up so much space. Like, early on, they're quite spread out. They've got a little bit of information here and there, but then they kind of group up together, and they don't realize that Imperial have taken the initiative. They have now fully taken the space. Sure, not so much on B, but they push out into Palace. They push all the way in towards the T spawn. They have so much control and so much information, and that's the important factor here. They know, all right, cool, we just got to kill in A main. We just got to kill in their spawn. They're probably posturing towards A. You cannot give them that much information.
And that's really great calling, right? Tori, she's brand new in this role, in-game leading, so showing up and sort of getting that feel for the game and actually reading, like you said, exactly, they might just be going for the split. We kind of found 2 people in those positions. It is suspicious, so let's just make that call. This is Pistols. They did not get the bomb plant the last round, so they just wanted to try and see if they can jump in, and it's actually not a bad call. If you get down onto the bomb site, usually you can do a lot of work down there, but they never really got out the windows. Like, I think they were dead before they hit the ground, and that'll happen sometimes. It's Cat having a bit of a field day here. Double for her, double for Tori. So far, it's what a lot of people probably were expecting Imperial. They do have this legacy of, or at least the core of it, of just doing wild things in these tournaments.
Yeah. I think that, so we spoke a little bit about best of 1 and how it can be a little bit of a coin flip, and this is like the best opportunity for HSG, and Imperial obviously will realize that as well. And they're not going to give those chinks in the armor. They're playing confident, they're playing aggressive, they don't want to go down to the lower bracket, not at this point, not ever. So keep HSG on their toes, lob those grenades, keep doing that chip damage, deny them as much space as possible.
Oh my god! Anna is such a demon. The level of confidence, and another great thing, and this is true for all top orbers, right, is the mobility. She's everywhere. She was over at the ticket booth on the A side previously. This time, she's really quickly boosted up into the B hallways. It makes it very hard for HSG to feel safe anywhere on the map. You can expect so much more out of this from Anna, and it's one of the reasons why this team is so hard to play against.
Oh, great hold there from Xiaowu, but instantly traded out by Anna. Now, nice. The push in through Palace does actually pay dividends. A great double kill there. Now they're in on the site. They don't have a ton of utility to play with now, however, but bomb is likely to get planted here. There you go. A little bit of that extra cash at the very least. Done some damage to the economy. Now, can they hold the line? Can they win out this round?
What a great return into it. GFI, I did not think she was going to be able to turn that round on its head, but the double kill coming up from the Palace was absolutely perfect. That bomb is ticking away, and Kat's a very hard choice here. If she makes the jump over, she's vulnerable, but she's going to go all in on that one. It's Hazel to shut it down instead, and HSG on the board. My god, that was a very hard round. So 2 versus 4 that they managed to convert into a W.
I'll be real, Hazel has no right to get 2 there.
No, probably not.
But she does it, and that's what matters. Beautiful round from them. Yeah, definitely turning a huge deficit into an absolute win. And this is where that confidence can start to become a little bit of a thorn. You know, you get too overconfident. There's not going to be anyone in Palace. We don't have to check that as, you know, and even if there is someone, we'll just get them. And unfortunately, that does turn around and bite them. But it is just 1 round here. Imperial have a chance to rein it back in a little bit. They're going to be happy with Econ. Things haven't been as tumultuous as they could have been leading up to this point. Now, rein it in, stamp it down.
I think for GFI as well, coming out of the Palace like that, she had a choice to make. She could either shoot the rifle up close or basically take down Anna first. And I understand why she went for the Anna. I almost guarantee if she hadn't, Anna would have flipped like 80, 90 degrees and just killed her instantly. So probably the right call there, but definitely, if not for that double kill, they're not even in the round. They're not even able to do anything. So good stuff. Also, I guess because it was very late in the round, I don't think that Imperial, the last 2 players, had any smokes or anything. So they couldn't easily smoke the bomb and go for the defuse. It's another benefit of having that 2v2 towards the end of the round as opposed to earlier on. So overall, just a great work. It's not too late to recover this half, I think, for HSG, and that's what they need to keep in mind right now. Hopefully they have some experience behind them now. Hopefully that's a conversation they can have a little bit and just, you know, try to remind everyone it's early on in the first half. You get up to like 4 rounds, you can still do a lot.
Yeah. And I love that it's GFI and Hazel in those last moments.
Yeah.
Because if it's anyone who's going to turn that round back around, it's going to be those two. One of those two, both of those two. In this case, it was both of them. So great performance from them here. And this is when you need to start staunching the bleeding a little bit. Yeah, Imperial already on 5 rounds starts to make things a little bit stressful for HSG. So first round on the board, it's one step closer to potentially evening things out of it.
Some early incendiaries coming out, and it's that new incendiary on the CT side that's, you know, a little bit less. You can also see the coloring is different, so doesn't take up as much space. Ana still with the early kill once again. Very hard to get rid of. Different position once again for it, but what a jump out. Leo through the smoke to get the headshot on Cat and bring her down. That's huge. Now Tori's finding herself isolated, or was for a minute, but again, Ana's being wheeled in with the AWP, and now they're locked in. They actually might need... That's GFI on the other side of the A Palace. They might need her to make a little bit of noise, because otherwise Ana's going to hunt these players down. Misses a shot rarely, but Tori's there as well. This looks like it's going to go real bad here for HSG.
The funniest part is that you've got GFI all the way on A. The site is completely clear. Imperial, no, they never fake. Now the bomb is all alone on the other side of the map with Olga. Now, Olga does have a chance to retreat, but Imperial are going to realize this is likely going to be a rotation. After a certain amount of time with nothing happening, they're going to start to make that rotation. And when you see where that first kill happened at bottom mid, you realize again what we were talking about. Those mid smokes, they're so important. You cannot give Ana that much free space. And now Olga might not even make it to the A site if Zaz swings at just the right time. Oh, and there it is. Headshot to come through. Now bomb is lost in no man's land. And GFI, surely you just save at this point.
Yeah, I don't think, unfortunately, there's much of a choice here. Good discovery work there from Saz, just absolutely making sure that there was no easy entry to get in there. Would have been fun to see the after planning in 2 versus 4, but we were denied that. I think, I mean, from overall, the strategy makes a lot of sense what HSG are trying to do here. If they get onto the B bomb side and get the bomb planted, then GFI can stop rotations from the A Palace. She's basically going to be shooting people in the back as they're running out of the bomb side. So it's not really a bad strategy. They just couldn't get they couldn't get onto the B side quick enough with the bomb plant. And I think especially when Ana shows up, again, she's super mobile. It's really, really hard to get through. I don't know what the call is at that point in time. Maybe they needed more smokes, but again, they just never really got onto the side. In spite of a great entry, they got the great opening kill there.
It would have been a great follow-up there. But again, it's Ana being dynamic. She gets that first kill in mid, and she's instantly rotated over towards that B site. Also, I love the little smoke play. So you have the smoke coming through to block her off, and instead of retreating, she pushes forward through the smoke to where the molly has just been extinguished. Now, no one's expecting the forward position. They're expecting her to be behind the smoke. Sure, she misses the shot, but she has the info. Her teammate can swing on her, and it's yet another kill. And this, again, is just one of those small things that really sets Imperial apart.
It does, and I think you can maybe even tell on some of the HSD players when they're at the back of the B bomb site that they even freeze up a little bit when they realize Ana's in the area, and you can totally understand why. And sometimes when you're sort of a top-level player, you get almost the extra, like, 10-20% extra just bonus from everyone else on the server. You know, thinking everything over twice, like people are hesitating a little bit more. This is a super common effect, and I think Ana has that aura around her right now, and for good reason. She's 11-1. I mean, as soon as she picked up that AWP, the game changed, and HSG, I'm sure it's a conversation they've had coming into this. They know what they're about to be up against, and again, they did once take a map off them, so they have some formula for how to do this, but they need to do it again right now, and time is kind of running out here. 6-1 as they're trying to get that mid control. They're re-smoking the window now. This looks to be another A finish from what I can tell.
We do have the position up into Palace. Imperial haven't pushed out. They've actually reinforced B because they've been a lot of these B hits. They feel confident trying to retake over towards A, and they are actually sending some reinforcers. Zaz is going to meet up with 23 here, so execute to come through. The first smoke to smoke off long, and there you go. Zaz now, no sightlines available for her. 20 activates, gets the first. She gets 2 before she's eventually taken out, but now the call has been made. Imperial realize, yep, likely going to be this A hit. Not too quick on the trigger, though. They might catch a little bit of struggle in mid. But no, they're making it through. Bomb to come down, not too worried about that. And the retake should be quick and easy.
So important they got the bomb planted before the smoke went away, because they don't have another one. So if they didn't plant the bomb, oh my god, all right, Anna, she did get the tag, but it doesn't matter. She still goes down, and suddenly it's back into a 3 versus 3. Olga back here, the spray could have been better. She's brought onto the team to be the superstar, so we want to see her win some of these fights. She's going to get one more. Now it's down to just Tori, and I think she might have to back on out. I don't think there's a chance. Olga won't even let her, hunting her down at the end. It's a quad kill for Olga to win the round. A second one on the board for HSG.
I felt like Imperial were a little bit slow to respond to that.
Yeah.
They definitely started to rotate across, but you still have 2 players over towards B. They're almost expecting some sort of a fake, maybe because GFI was still over towards A in you know, the previous, like, 2 rounds back. So they think, oh, well, maybe there's, like, a straggler. And because they're so late to rotate in, and let's face it, Xiaowu winning the duel against Ana, ridiculous, but highly impactful. But I do just... Okay, next round I'll talk about it, because Olga, such an important piece.
She came up huge in that round. I mean, yeah, winning that battle against Ana probably did change the round quite a bit. Speaking of confidence, though, you look at her in the middle. She's kind of in front of the CT smoke that's behind her. She will eventually kind of escape. I think the window smoke behind her. She can't have any backup from there. But it says something. And they're instantly making a new plan. Now they're down to the A ramp and going to be putting a little bit of pressure on Hazel, I think, who's holding on the other side.
And what's important about this round is look at Imperial's money. Like, they have been feeling themselves for a lot of these rounds, but HSG have kept quite a few of them so close. And after winning that round and ensuring that Imperial could not save a single weapon, losing this round, they'll still have a bit of cash to play with, but things start to get a little bit more stressful for them. However, looking at HSG, I wonder what Hazel is going to do with this AWP, right? You need to get an opener here, and do they expect 20 to have such an advanced position? She's done this before. It has paid off. Leo is aware, but loses the duel.
Yeah, could have maybe added a bit of a pop flash there. Anna going to take a kill on the other side. She will keep going. She's the backup plan here. Just in case 23 went down, you know, she's going to be more coming. Nice shot there from Olga, trying to get them back into the round, but it's going to be too late. Hazel, the last one left. And if they throw themselves at her here, maybe she can win another 3 fights like that. But she only has 20 seconds. It should be possible. It's very close to being a correct flick there, but she will go down.
I swear that bullet went between her legs.
It did look like it didn't hit like she was on point for it, but didn't quite connect. So 7-2 still going to be the scoreline, and getting towards the end of the half here, it's getting a little bit scary.
Yeah, 3 rounds left to go. And, I mean, HSG really do need every single one that they can possibly spring together. And so I just wanted to mention, so Sam kind of mentioned a little bit earlier on the documentary, and one of the things that GFI was talking about with Olga was like, the org came to her and said, what do we do? How do we keep you in the team? Because she was thinking about retiring, and she said, I want Olga, make it happen. And I love that. And Olga has been phenomenal for the team here, but is it going to be enough?
Up against somebody like Anna, it's very, very hard to say, but I mean, yeah, she's been playing very well at the moment. They need more of that, though. Leo making the jump through the flashbang. That could have worked. Tori, she almost died again. It was the very same call. Flash away out of the smoke to try and get that entry. Now, at least in the middle, they got the kill on Saz as well. So it's still a 4 versus 4. Still a lot of stuff that could be done here. They're worried about Anna, though. They know that she's going to be mobile. She's going to be looking for the next kill all the time. So they're taking a deep breath at the moment. Looks like they're going to be recommitting to the B-bomb side. Might be a great choice right now.
I love that flash that goes over towards A. So it's a little bit of information starve, keeping Imperial on their toes, but they have spotted the one player in apartments. So it must be known that there is at least some presence, but they've done a really great job of keeping Imperial split. Now they've opened up that B site with that kill, which means that they should be able to get this bomb planted. Imperial are, again, so slow to respond, but they're looking for that lurker. Now, managing to get a kill, I don't know if they push this.
They might not. They don't have that much money in the bank. Sans is $0, and the rest don't have that much more, so they're just so far away. You're right, though. They were looking for the lurker. As GFI, she almost made it into the window, but either way, even when they find it, it's just going to be a little bit too late. So, nicely done. HSG, like a first attack towards the bomb site. You're absolutely right as well. They a little bit of a distraction towards the A side, and then they just go back to B again, and it works. So good calling coming out from HSG. Give them a 3rd round. We're starting to get into the territory. I don't know if we're there yet. 3 is still maybe on the low side. A 4th, and I would say they have a chance to still win the map.
It's doable. I think that, so I always say the most recoverable scoreline is 4-8.
Yeah.
9-3 is effectively Zonic's Law, or as I like to call it, Nauri's Law. You know, it's CS2.
It's CS2, we've renamed it.
100%. So it's definitely doable, but it's tough, especially on a map like Mirage, especially against a team like Imperial. It is going to be difficult no matter how you look at it. But I do also just want to point out Xiaowu a little bit. She's had such impactful kills in so many of these rounds. She's had these like momentum shifting kills that have somehow just turned things back in their favor. I think we love to highlight GFI, we love to highlight Olga, and with good reason. But to have Xiaowu having these impactful moments, it's definitely made a difference.
Yeah, it's worth thinking about. Like, it's not always the highest number on the scoreboard. Sometimes you really can just have a couple of huge impact kills, and it'll make a difference at the end of the day. And they need to do it, I think, at least one more time. I still think it's maybe a little bit sketchy, but we'll see. We're in round number 11 now. One other problem is that Anna's just been allowed to keep that AWP. Even when they've lost a couple of rounds, she still just has it, right? They've never gotten to the point where she doesn't have it and she has to play with a rifle instead. So that danger is always there. Now they're going to put a little bit of pressure on. They've actually got almost everybody in the middle. It's so aggressive for Imperial.
And Xiaowu again with this opener, a second to follow it up. Finally, trades come out, but Imperial, they're losing this battle. 2 versus 1 here. Anna's the only one left alive with this AWP, and like you said, they never want to lose it. So there is every possibility here that she just tries maybe one final kill, maybe? But more than likely, hold on to that AWP. No, she's going for this.
She's got to be one of the most confident players in the scene, and you can't really blame her either. Smoke out, flashing her way through and looking for another opening. If they make one mistake here, she can absolutely tear them apart. She's got the kit as well. They got to be careful now. A little bit of jiggle peek. That's really well played from Leo. Don't overextend it. You could have been any more perfect. And Hazel's going to find the back of her head inside of the smoke. It's a huge victory here for HSG to finally pick up another round.
And it really felt like the stars had to align for that one, because HSG have done really good at changing up how they're approaching each round. They're not always full mid, they're not always full B, right? They consistently swap it up. It just so happened this round they're full mid, and it just so happened Imperial were like, all right, guys, we're going to push mid.
Yeah. I like the change of pace for Imperial. Again, yeah. They really feel like they are the dominant team, and they're playing like it, but they just got shut down. That was huge. And now they have to play round number 12, last of the half, with less than you would have wanted. Now, Anna's still able to get the AWP, which is a problem. I've got to keep reiterating that, but it should be a chance for HSG to maybe get 5. That would be huge.
That being said, Anna has struggled in the last 4 or 5 rounds. Only had 2 kills, and there you go. I mean, who needs a rifle when you have a Zaz? And they just absolutely mow it down in a round that they have absolutely no right to get the value in. But it's down to 2 versus 2 here. AWP still in play. Kat does not have a rifle. She might be able to recover one. But for the most part, HSG definitely have the advantage.
Flash going right over, and that's enough. GFI for the end. Olga with the flash assist. It's a 7-5 half at the end. Welcome back, everybody. It's the ESL Impact Season 5 Finals, and we've got HSG versus Imperial. We just got the first half done with, and it looked like it was going to be very one-sided, but it ended up actually being a 7-5 half at the end of it. HSG kind of making a bit of a comeback.
Yeah, we were like, 3, 4, that's doable, but they actually bring it up to 5, which was a great comeback for them, and it does give them a lot of wiggle room here on the second half. See them take a little bit of this presence in towards mid, a great high-low, and instantly that's GFI taken off the board.
Yeah, I like the attempt, though. If you get up there successfully, you could do so much damage on the CT side, but she did get discovered. Now, Olga's in the middle, sniping away, known for her accuracy, trying to get the reload in, nearly hunted down by Saz, and she will be the Glock with all the bullets. It's another drive-by. Saz with a massive double kill. It's Leo on her own. Back towards CT spawn. What a turnaround there. Saz knew what she was doing in that moment. It's going to be a flash set up by Tori. Cat to do the job, but they also had the flank coming in. Saz would have been able to get the third kill either way. Huge pistol round win here for Imperial.
Yeah, crazy round from Saz there. That drive-by fade away, tap, tap, tap. I don't think you even realized that this for certain applied it. And there you go, an extra kill in the back pocket. I liked what GFI was attempting, like you said. If she can get into a strong position there, she could potentially hobble the T side. But yeah. Imperial, as much as they don't have as much tape to work with, they kind of anticipate it. Works out great.
Yeah, they saw it coming, or at least were suspecting it. I love as well Saz knowing when to be aggressive in some of those moments, right? She's obviously like ridiculously experienced. I think when I started casting, she was playing at Copenhagen games like way back when, so she's I think probably more than experienced than anyone on the server or anyone in the tournament maybe. Yeah. It's crazy to imagine. So yeah, she knew she had the opportunity, but the second kill was manufactured on the spot, and that's kind of hard to do. So we'll see. 5-8 is going to be the scoreline here as we do move into round number 14. And the bomb is making its way towards the B bomb side. At the back, it's GFI alone. Oh, she's getting back up now. The rotation's actually looking reasonable here for the CT side. If they get there in time, it's still a hard round to win. They have a flashbang as well on Olga. It could be done.
Gambled A, given enough time to rotate, so the gamble A turns into a gamble B. Some great util to come through here, deny some sightlines, and of course Imperial take full advantage of that. Only 2 players left for HSG. They haven't managed to do much. A little bit of damage would have been the call of the day, but not even going to be good for, well, maybe. No, not even good for one.
They had the right call, right? It's USP, so you're probably not expecting that much, but they got to the B-bomb site. They got the flashbang out. It definitely could have worked. So still, I mean, a good bit of discovery there for HSG. Not able to get the round, but definitely had the right idea. It's still Imperial taking another step in the right direction here as they are up 9-5. They've got AKs, they've got 1 Galil on 23, and speaking of which, she is 17-6 right now. That's pretty crazy.
Damn. Just absolutely dominating. Now we see Xiaowu cosplaying GFI. Oh, great kill from Olga, but unfortunately instantly traded out. Cat caught with her back turn. Xiaowu, an absolute hero. Another kill for her in mid. And now advantage still in favor of HSG, even after losing Hazel. 2 versus 3 here. Bomb still in spawn.
Yeah.
Oops.
That is a good point. That's a bit awkward because
bit of an oversight.
Yeah, potentially. Obviously, they probably wanted to run back. They died in the middle, so none of those players could go back and pick it up. But otherwise, they would have had a chance for a really swift bomb plant here. Even in the 2 versus 3, that might be doable. We spent a lot of time talking about Anna, but the truth is, 23 right now is kind of the star player of the team at the moment, and she's going to get a chance to flex on them now. A 1 versus 2, looking for a bit of a close beginning there, but Xiaowu will take her down. So 3 kills, so saving the round once again. You pointed out earlier how she had some really big impact kills at the start of the first half, and now she's actually doing great. She's tied up with Olga for top frags on HSG.
Brace for impact indeed. Bit of a rough one there for Imperial. We're not expecting that much aggression. I don't think so early on, at least in the half, but HSG realize they've got quite a bit of a deficit to make up, so they are pushing for that. And a nice bit of damage, at the very least, done by Imperial. HSG, you've got 2 players that have brought down to near 0. So if Imperial can snag this round away, then HSG will be in some serious trouble, and it's Imperial on double digits. But they've got to get there first, and it's not the best buy in the world. It's workable, definitely. But you're coming up against HSG's slightly more robust, what would have been a bonus, but had to force into that reinvest.
Yeah, you're right. It did get a little bit too close at the end of the last round there. Olga's got the AK, so the only one that they've stolen, but still, she could do a lot of damage with this weapon. So giving that over to the CT side is just always a bit risky. Otherwise, obviously on the T side, you're going to have the advantage of the one-bullet headshot, but we'll see what Olga can do with it. Very, very deep smokes being thrown from CT spawn at the moment by Saz. So she smoked up top connector, now smoking window. You can see them on the minimap landing there. Both smokes landing absolutely fine. So that's going to put some pressure. Like, they're going to be looking towards middle now because they feel like maybe there's some mid-take happening. It's just Tori here while the rest of them are looking to jump. So she's the captain of the team. She's going to be checking out everything. If she can win this fight against GFI, then it's on for that A-bomb side right afterwards. Oh, the timing! Not perfect for her. Oh, my God.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. That's a great opener, but it is going to hit the accelerator here for Imperial over towards this A site. HSG still very much having reinforced that B hit. And the B hit isn't happening. Nice little bit of util just to stall things out ever so slightly. Imperial not brave enough to stop planting just yet. Running straight into Olga's waiting arms. The bomb does eventually get planted. How does Olga get a second? Only 2 players left here, but Zaz is going to go on a tear. She's going to make it just slightly more doable. Her position is known, however. HSG have to be aware that just inside this smoke, oh, it's a great pre-fire. And now it's down to 2v2.
Oh, wow. It's 23 and Saz at the end. Just cleaning it up. That was a difficult round to win. I think they overlooked Olga at the start of the round because they threw one Molotov that, from their point of view, looked like it was going to go into the corner. So they just never even think to check it. But still, Olga, especially that second kill against Anna, that's a very, very hard shot to hit. So this one first is she's flashed in for. This one is just a really nice one. You're right, though. Saz pre-fired that corner against Xiao. I have no idea how she knew that, but that's some really heads-up play. 10-6 now, and you pointed it out already. They just wouldn't have the money, HSG, to lose the round. They lost the round, and here we are.
Oh, it's tough. I know this has nothing to do with this game, but I can't wait to see Zaz versus Goose Breeder. That's going to be a banger.
Yeah. Another legend of the scene in many ways, right? So you're going to have some action there. I look forward to that, too. I don't want to see Poppins in play as well at some point. Like, I've heard the rumors, I've watched some of the stats and everything else, so I'm excited for that too. But one game at a time, as they say. Bomb's going to be planted here, and there is not much you could have done about it. Even if you got the kill, it probably doesn't change the round at all.
Nah. At the most, they're looking for a couple of kills if they can. A little bit of damage, but oh, the flash comes through. Hazel's going to be good for 1 at least. So you're doing that little nugget of damage. But Xiaowu, I mean, she's done some miraculous things. However, unfortunately, the Deagle's not quite going to connect. And she cannot make it a second. Now, this is where things get very dicey. 11-6 in favor of Imperial. HSG are going to be able to buy in here. But losing this round puts them in some serious trouble economically. And Imperial will be on map and series point.
Yeah, this is I guess the other side of the coin of playing the best of one. I mean, what the desk was saying is absolutely true. That if you are the underdog team, you have a better chance of winning those best of ones, but also you don't have the comfort of potentially playing another map and kind of recovering. And they did have a pretty big deficit at the start, even if the recovery was good. Losing the pistol in the second half, obviously Saz with the drive-by shot there, making a huge difference. So they're in some trouble here, HSG, and they are lacking some of the weapons. They don't have enough utility either, which is probably why they're going aggressive. It makes sense to do that when you know you're not going to have the grenades at the end of the round, so you want to try and win the round early on. And they kind of got one back, even if Olga almost died.
I'll be real, Olga getting away is wild.
I don't know how that happened.
Like 11 HP, just like, somebody cue the Benny Hill music. But she makes it. Still 4v4, still very doable. Olga's going to have to play a little bit. She's either going to be playing safe or she's bait. One of the two. Yeah,
you're right. You can do both, right? Sometimes you just want to find out what's going on, and she'll find out in the worst possible way. Saz just waiting at the corner. They did have a double push coming out of the B hallways as well. It is a 2 versus 4 at the moment, and everything is suggesting that this is going to be Imperial, like you said, taking both map and series point here. It might even be that HSG, you could defend them, just save the rifles. It's not the most exciting end to the round, but they're going to need them to try and fight for overtime.
Yeah, with the little bit of cash that they have, or that they will have at the end of this round, it's going to be tough. And honestly, if I'm Imperial, I hunt this.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. They definitely could, especially 2 of their players that have a lot of money. You could send them out. One with a Mac 10, like that is the weapon to hunt down anyone that's remaining. And Tori, well, she's got like-minded. She's thinking about it.
She can hear the steps as well. She's so aware that they have to be there. GFI turns away. Oh my god, the sound cues are disgusting. Tori gets first. Hello? Did she not realize? That's rough. But there you go. GFI is going to walk straight into the open arms of Zaz. And there it is. The hunt successful. No weapons left for HSG. And it's map and series point.
Yeah, it doesn't really get any better than that. Not only winning the round, but stealing away what little they had to get into the next one. So 12 on the side of Imperial. Yeah, a lot of people probably, would have predicted this kind of outcome. If you've been following the scene for a while, you know this is the team to beat. But HSG, they'd won the pistol in the second half. I think it would have been a very, very different kind of an affair. They have been struggling a lot with the economy, and it's going to be true in this round again. Nice thought, though. It's Anna running right into it, and they continue the fight. Olga taking over the FAMASas are actually working.
All right, so they rolled up into this round and said, no. Beautiful little opener there. There we go. Recovered rifle will get another one. Olga will die for her trials, but she's done so much. Tori caught with the util in her hand. Zaz now has to 1v3. And I mean, if anybody can do it, it's her. But yeah, what are the chances?
They're not really high, are they? She's got time on her side, so that's a huge factor if you're playing these 1 versus 3. You really don't want to be down to sub 30 seconds, because then eventually you have to just run. But she can actually walk very slowly, try and at least isolate and make it a 1 versus 1. She's got the smoke, she's got the Molotov, so a couple of things that are working in her favor, but she has to get that first kill. Like, the element of surprise for the first kill is everything in these kind of scenarios. If she just reveals herself but never actually gets anything for it, it's going to be very difficult. Although, maybe a bomb plant potentially could be huge too.
Xiaowu's here. She's going to hear the sound cue the moment that taps, and Zaz has to be aware there's very likely to be someone here. 30 seconds left. She's taken her time. This makes a lot of sense. She wants to make sure that she has the opportunity to accomplish whatever it is she's going to attempt to do here. So now she realizes that that's clear. There's probably going to be someone in mid. Smoke comes through, Xiaowu realizes, spray comes out, doesn't quite connect. Zaz, a little bit of chip damage. There's the util, the ordinances get thrown in on her. The spam through the box, down to such low HP. 1 versus 3, they're swinging on her. 2 versus 1, she has to somehow guard the bomb. Dancing in the smoke, but the smoke's gonna clear. She's good for the first, but they're gonna swing on her. They're gonna take her down. They're gonna give themselves a stay of execution.
Yes, surviving for another round. Oh my god, that must have been so frustrating for Zaz. She goes so deep to check for them, right? And then she just can't find anyone. It's the most annoying feeling. You're spending maybe 30 seconds, you go all the way to CT spawn, and there just are no CTs to be found anywhere. So it's unfortunate. I think she did the best that she could have done. It's a nice play to play inside of the smoke right at the end, but yeah, still. The comeback now for HSG is still really, really far away. Obviously, they would need to get this into overtime at this point. So it feels unlikely still, but it could be done.
5 rounds back to back. It's a tough call, but certainly doable. See if they can make it happen. Unfortunately, so Zaz getting that kill onto the 3rd player is quite rough for HSG, because yes, they do win the round, but it's a very strong reinvest that's going to have to come through from them. Now you're buying for 3 players and not just 2.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy road looking forward here. But I mean, they're proving they can hang with Imperial right now. They're definitely doing a fine job. I think if the economy can change, if they can start to, maybe start to pick up their own AWP, have a little bit more of a luxury on that CT side, it's doable. It's good to get the coaches involved too sometimes, get like a perspective or like a third eye perspective here on some of these things, because when you're calling and you're sort of a leader inside of the server, you're so focused on all of the micro details, it can be hard to sort of, to take like that big macro view on what's going on, what's actually worked, what have we done, what are their tendencies right now. So getting the coaches involved can be a real big difference maker here.
Now's the time to do it as well. HSG with a bit of a Herculean task ahead of them here. So much to get done, but this is where it needs to happen. Instantly, some of that suppressive utility to come through, deny a little bit of space. Imperial playing it slow. Hazel missing the shot. You had to hit that. Now that's so much space given over. They've already made their way in. They've set up across here.
Yeah, you're right. That is the kind of shot you definitely want to be hitting. Oh, it's so scary. Cat took a lot of damage in return, and actually Hazel's surprisingly more or less okay. Thought that was going to be a headshot from the AK on that T side. But look at what HSG are doing in the meantime. They're actually pushing themselves on into top mid. So Olga was up there putting a little bit of pressure on. So Imperial, they've lost a lot of the map right now. They have to spend time to go back and check everything, more or less.
Actually kind of reminiscent of that first half. We saw that with GFI, or rather with the lurk from Imperial in through Palace. It's kind of an opposite thing here, and Imperial realized, damn, they could be doing the exact same thing. So now they have to fan out, re-clear. Anna with the first shot onto Olga. It's beautiful. It's exactly what they needed. Now they have the player advantage, and they're slowly starting to re-clear that space, get themselves a more favorable position, and making noise over in mid after making noise in A, it kind of gets in HSG's heads a little bit. Like, are they going to re-hit A? Are they going to go B? They just don't know, and we know. Bomb's posturing A still.
Yeah, they're getting there. They're really deep in the B-bomb side as well. It's going to be a long rotation to try and get around. We need Hazel to hit a shot with the AWP. She's in the back, and actually, it's being guarded by Anna on the other side, so it's very dangerous for her to peek into anything. Bomb's planted here, about 10 seconds on the clock, but they can't really easily stop it. And now that it's down, the rest of Imperial can play this round quite differently. They don't have a lot of utility on the T side, but then again, neither do HSG. This is going to be a very, very hard round to retake, and the entire match is riding on it. So 4 versus 5 for the retake, and here we go.
Jump straight in with the kill from 20 here. 3 players left. Xiaowu will bring it back. She's been a rock star, but she's going to need to be a rock here for her team. Unfortunately, it's a beautiful spray down from 3 different directions, and it will be Imperial taking this first best of 1.
That is really well done. At the end of it, they managed to put it together, even losing a little bit of a battle at the start of that last round, but still, they came out on top. And it wasn't just the Ana show. That's a little bit what I was expecting, because that's what I've seen in the past. But it was 23 playing really well, and Saz, the latest addition to the team, also with a ridiculous depth of experience, showing up and doing really fine.